Hey there, yarn enthusiasts, and welcome to my channel. Today I have something exciting for you, and I know how much we all love a good yarn haul, and it is time to have one. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail and checking out this video. My name is Kim and I love yarn. I also love to knit and crochet pretty equally, and this channel focuses on those loves and all the things that come with that. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I am truly grateful for each and every one of you. So today's video, I hope it inspires you to take the time today to craft and have some time for yourself. But I also hope that it inspires you to possibly try a new yarn base or a new yarn that you haven't tried yet, as well as step out of your color comfort zone that we tend to allow ourselves to get in, and maybe grab a color that you typically wouldn't grab, because I think that's what I did here. I had ordered these while I was having allergic reaction, and I was under a good bit of Benadryl consumption to counteract that. I remember laying in bed and looking at the app because Hobbii was having this sale. I got an email, or maybe it was a Facebook message about it, and I remember adding some Twister to my cart, and then I thought I'd save that for later. But lo and behold, the next day, there was a thank you for your order email, and then a few days later, a huge bag, this big bag, showed up at my gate. I have seen where people talk about this Hobbii prize, but I've only ever gotten a hard candy. Usually there's a little tear in my bag, and I don't know if it's customs knowing that there's candy in here, and they take it out for security reasons, or if there's just a person at customs that maybe the knitter and crocheter and knows their candy in there and they're taking it out for personal reasons. But there's no hole in my bag this time, so I'm hoping that's a good sign that my Hobbii candy has made it to me, because I think they're pretty delicious. So the majority of all these are Twister. Now Twister is one of my favorite Hobbii bases, and I have not used any of my Twisters yet. Let me just be up front. But I do have quite the collection growing of them, and the majority of them are going to be shawls. I got two of these, and we're going to talk about these in a moment. So I'm just going to set those to the side, and we'll start with this one. So Twister is a 55% cotton yarn. It is 45% acrylic, and there is 8.8 ounces, 250 grams. There is 1,000 meters and 1,093 yards, which is a lot of yardage. Plenty for a shawl. This is a sport weight yarn. This one in particular is color number 33, which is called Rhubarb and Cream. Twister retails for $38, which seems high, but they always go on sale, and they were having a special into the summer sale or whatever, but I got these for $15.10 a piece, which I think is a great deal because it is so soft and squishy. Such a gorgeous yarn. But Twister starts off in the center. All of their cakes are center pull, so you just put your finger in there and you can feel where there is a easy to pull tab. That's just like this. It's an easy start tab, and you can just pull out if you want to work it from the center, or if you want to work on the exterior, you can do that as well. But they start with a solid color and then gradually change as you go outside of the yarn. I do want to point out that you can see this knot here, and Hobbii is very upfront with their consumers and letting you know in the description that Twister does have knots at the color changes. However, it does not make it an abrupt change. It's still going to be a gradual change, but they are knotted together at those points. What I'm going to do is, as I come to those, I just snip them, and then I treat each of the pieces as if it's a new yarn. I always leave about 5 to 6 inches of a tail, and then I weave in going in the opposite directions, and that's going to help create a little bit of pull against each other. And if you weave in a good bit, you should not have any issues with your ends popping out. So the next gorgeous cake we're going to pull out is this one. This is number 13, which is Nordic Winter. it is grays, and then it goes to like a blue and gray, and then it starts gradually changing to blues, and it gets darker and darker till you get to the center where it has the navy blue. It's not black. I know it's showing black on camera, but it's actually just navy blue. But I really think this is a gorgeous color, and this is going to be something that I'm definitely going to be using in winter because it just has that wintry, icy vibes to me. It's really, really pretty. This one, another blue, and I put up a post on my community tab letting everyone guess what colors I got, and someone had guessed blue. So I have to like go back and see who it is so I can tag you and be like, you were right. But this one is color number 40, and look how pretty that is. It starts with navy blues, and it goes to a lighter blue. They're actually different color blues. I think they probably work well together though, but I'm probably going to use them separately. But this actually has like a really soft blue in the center. It almost looks white, but it's not. There is a little bit of white with the blue right about here, but it just goes to a solid of that light blue. And that's the tag for the easy pull that you see in the middle. But I thought this one was gorgeous as well. So again, this goes back to stepping outside of my color comfort zone. And this is colorway number 06, which is called Shadow or Rose. I have one that's similar to this that has gray on the exterior and like a lighter pink on the center. But I've really just been enjoying using colors that I typically wouldn't choose. And red and pinks are definitely one of those. But look how pretty that is. And it goes to like a solid red on the center. This makes me think about summer picnics. The traditional picnic cloth that you see that's red and white gingham, and then it has the black ants on it. When I saw this, that is immediately what I thought about, and that's kind of what sold me on this colorway. I think it's going to be a fun summer shawl. I don't know. I hope so. I hope it turns out as cute as it looks in my mind. But I just really, really, really love this. It's really pretty. So that brings us to the last little yarn and these two. And wait, there is my Hobbii candy. If you haven't had Hobbii candies, they're like a hard cherry candy. They're really good. You can apparently buy them with your Hobbii points, or they used to be able to in the point store. I haven't ever seen them, so I've never been able to do so. But if I did see them, I probably would buy some. Just saying. So this is Hobbii Universe. This is Hobbii Universe XL. It is one of the Hobbii cake yarns. And it has amazing sparkles. The texture on this is really nice. The strand of sparkle makes Universe fun, and it can hardly be felt in the yarn. I mean, you can kind of feel it, but not as much as I thought you would be able to. Universe XL is a light worsted DK weight yarn, a 98% acrylic, 2% polyester. It is 100 grams, which is 3.5 ounces, 220 meters, which is 240 yards. There are long gradients of balanced colors, perfect for any project, says Hobbii on its little listing. My favorite thing about Universe, though, has to be the way that they do their glitter strand. Each cake has a glitter strand that matches the yarn. And Hobbii says on their listing that it makes the yarn more elegant, but personally I just think it allows for it to have more sparkle without being all in your face. But that 241 yards is still plenty of yardage to make fingerless mitts with or a hat. But I think I kind of want this one to be some kind of pumpkin or something to do with fall decor for my studio that I'm building, because it's just the perfect fall colors to me, and they're just so pretty. So these retail for $13, and I got this one for $8.60, which is not as big of a savings as it was with the Twister, but it was still a really good deal. Which brings us back to these. These are the same, and these are very, very pretty. This is colorway number 35, which is called Mermaid. And The reason that there is two is because one of them is for me and one of them is for one of you. So in the month of October, I will be having a birthday kind of season celebration all month long, and I will be doing some giveaways, and I will be giving away one of these cakes to one of you guys on a video that month. So if you want to not miss out on that opportunity, you need to make sure, you know, that you hit that subscribe button and then that notification so it lets you know whenever I have a video going up. I would like to say that's all the yarn I have to show you, but it's not. Let's take a look at what I found at the local market. And I stopped in one of the local picker stores. Now we have these two, they're called picker outlets, but they're older department stores that are closed down. And then the person who bought them sectioned them off into different booths, and you can rent a booth and pretty much sell whatever you want to. I like just to go to try to find treasures. And I found some treasures. I found Hobbii treasures, to be exact. In one of the booths, this lady had some knitting, she had knitting and crochet. And as I got closer, I saw this big 15% off, like, sticker thing on her booth. And then I saw the yarn. So naturally, I bought the yarn because it was so cheap and I just cannot leave it behind. But she had 3 different kind of Hobbii yarns, and I just got all 3 of them. The first thing that caught my eye was this. Look at this. Whoa. This is Hobbii Cookie. This is Cookie. Cookie is 100% acrylic yarn. But this is color 46221. It's called Burgundy. It's a swirl of creams and deep reds. It's so pretty. I have no idea what this is going to be, but I'm thinking something for Christmas because it just has that vintage Christmas vibes to me. Cookie is actually from a brand called Jarbo, but this comes in 200 gram put-ups. It's a worsted weight cake. It has a whopping 656 yards, which is a lot of yardage for a worsted weight yarn. It retails for $13 on the site. I paid $6 for this with additional 15% off because of the sale of her booth. It's like super cheap. It's just super pretty. I was so excited to see that, and that's what caught my eye. And then I noticed that she had these bags made up. And you can see here it says Hobbii sock yarn, 4 rolls for $8. Again, these were all 15% off. And when I first saw these, I thought these were Crochet sock yarn, but then I realized on the tag that I could see the little socks and that they were the Hobbii Happy Toes. Let me tell you what's special about Happy Toes. Number one, you can't just buy it in the store. I don't know if you used to be able to buy it, but you can't buy it online anymore. If you know, leave me a comment down below and let me know. But I think the only way you can get this yarn is through their points store. It is really nice sock yarn. The crazy thing is, these are 2,000 points a piece. Now, y'all, I live in a very rural part of Alabama. We used to have some yarn stores, but no one ever talked about Hobbii yarn. I used to go to the yarn stores all the time. Never heard about Hobbii yarn until October. And I've been knitting and crocheting since January 2013. There's 4 of these, 2,000 points a piece. So you only get 25 points if you play Hobbii Bingo every Monday. You also accumulate points through purchases, and if you play Hobbii Bingo and you're a runner-up, you're usually awarded points, 2,000 points apiece. There's 4 of these color, and then I got her other bag of it, which has 3 of them. And you can see this, it says Hobbii Happy Toes sock yarn, 3 rolls for $6. And again, 15% off. I think that's just the real catcher. So I got a total of 7 skeins of these. Happy Toes is a fingering weight yarn. It is composed of 75% wool, 25% polyamide. It's a 75-25 base, which is my preferred sock yarn base. I like that added bit of nylon polyamide for extra wear and tear durability. And these come in 50-gram little skeins, and each one has 218 yards, which is 200 meters. Every one of these will probably make a pair of socks for people with normal size feet. I have a rather large feet. I am pretty tall. I wear a women's 13 or a men's size 11.5 to 12. So when I make socks, I usually use about 350 yards. I never need more than 100 grams, which is just 2 of these. And I usually have a little bit left over, a good bit left over. So if you have smaller feet, you may be able to get away with just 1 of these easily. Definitely 2 of these will give you a pair of socks and some squares or some yarn for a scrappy project. So this is color number 1. It's called Magic Trick. Again, I only paid $8 for all 4 of these with 15% off. The other one that she had was this bag, and these are blues and browns. This is color number 05. There are some yellows, and this, I think this colorway is called Diablo from trying to look at previous people's projects, but it's no longer listed on their site, so I guess it's not a color that they carry anymore. This yarny is supposed to be on a yarn buying a lockdown, but at these prices, I couldn't pass them up. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm gonna have to stalk this lady's booth from now on, because what if she puts more Hobbii in there? Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this unbagging video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube know you enjoyed this video, and it helps push it to other people. If you haven't already, I would be greatly honored. Subscribe to my channel for more related yarn content. But until next time, happy